our prayers that we have are so awesome. It keeps us guided and directed as a family. Hey, come on in. You're welcome. So, if you have any problems, all you do is go to your account. You scroll down to your seller account, and you go up to the right-hand corner and you find help, and you click on the help, fill out the description, and you try to give them the best description of your problem so they can return the phone. Now, over here you're not adding a product, but you're looking for the category. So, you can add a product from over here. And you add a product. You're not looking for one with the EIN unless you already have an EIN number. So you click, I'm adding a product in. And it's going to say, select a category. So you're going to have to select the category. Now the best thing to do, go show mommy. Go show mommy for me. What you do, like what I would do is I'm looking for a mug. So I would do MUG. And then when you do mug, it's gonna pop up in the drop down. In the drop down, and then you choose. So I would choose this because this is a mug and coffee. Oh, select the category. You gotta select the category, go through these steps, because if you don't, now here is the product ID. You have to have a UPC code, and that UPC code you can buy from this company called Barmania. Look down in my description and you'll see it. I'll give you the link, or I'll tell you what the name is. And it has nothing but codes. You can buy 1, you can buy 4, you can buy 5. And then over here, it's going to go in the drop down. And let's see if I can get this a little clearer for you. Kind of a little darker for you. See the UPC code? So I would choose the UPC code. Okay? Then you're finished with that. Now you want your product name. So you give it a name. I would give mine Love You Mom. Because that's the name of my campaign that I'm running, Love You Mom. And the brand name, if you have a particular brand, if not, you don't have to answer this, but it'd be best too. So whatever brand t-shirts or mugs that you're using, put that in there. And then you don't save it yet. You go back to the top. When you go back to the top, then you go to variations. And variation theme is, you gotta select something like, you can go with the editor, you can go with the color, you can go with the size. What are you gonna have variations of? Normally when I have apparel, I choose the size. When I choose the size, you do the size, okay? When you finish with the size, it's gonna ask you for the size here. Now, here's where it gets tricky at. It's going to ask you for the variations. So I'm going to put large for my size. Then it's going to ask you for the variations, okay? Now down here in the bottom where it asks you for the variations, here is what's going to happen. You have a large, right? It's going to ask you for the SKU number. If you have a SKU number, that's fine. It's going to ask you for the product ID. The product ID is your UPC code. It's going to ask you for your product ID type. You name the type. You drop down in the drop down button. Let me go back. Okay. Here's where it gets tricky at, okay? It's going to ask you for, you chose large, right? It's going to ask you for the SKU number. Have a SKU number and have your list of SKU numbers and your barcodes and your ID codes all in one place per item. It's going to ask you for the ID. Remember the UPC code you gave earlier? Okay, this is where that UPC code is going to go. And it's going to ask you for the type. And the type is UPC. That's Universal Product Code. It's going to ask you for the condition. Well, you put new, old, vintage, whatever. I always put new on mine. And then it's asking you for the price. My price, whatever your price is going to be. My prices vary from $15 to $11 to $28, depending on the type. And then it asks you for how many do you have in stock. You might have 5, you might have 100, whatever that is. Okay, now, here is the main question here. What if you have another size that's an extra large? And you went up here and you said, okay, in your size you said large and extra large. Then it's going to ask you again to run your variations. Well, the next time it's going to ask you, this is very important. I had a lot of mistakes from this one because I did not understand, but I'm going to help you understand it. This would show large, then it'll show extra large because I'm not actually doing it. But it'll show you extra large. Well, your SKU number has to be different from this one, even though it's the same exact item, just a different size. Your SKU number could be 11012, 11013. Your product ID, your barcode has to be different for your extra large from your large. Remember this, you need to know this. And then your UPC is the same, okay? Is it new? Yes, probably is, if it's a clothing item. And what is your price for your extra large? Now, you know, large, extra large are the same prices normally, and the double extra larges are $2 or $3 more. And then the quantity. The main two things I want you to look at again is your SKU number has to be different in the next size. Your ID, your UPC code has to be different from your large, and everything else is basically the same. And when you finish, then you go up here. Now you going to the offer. The offer is, are you going to mail this out yourself, or are you going to use the FBA system that Amazon work with? Choose any one. For the beginning, I mail mine out myself. Okay, so it's merged. Okay, and then the standard shipping, I just put standard. You got to give yourself enough time to get the product and label it and everything, and flyers and everything to make sure it's right. So you make sure your shipping dates or right or preferable the way you want them to be. So pay attention to all of this and make sure it's all right before you actually press the save and finish button. And then here's the thing here, the image. Now, if you have clothing, whatever you have for your first 2 items, Amazon say 1, the first item, 2 items. If you have clothing, if you have whatever, the first 2 items, I would suggest that you make it a pure white background. Don't try to get creative or nothing, just a pure white background. Because the first one is going to be for the main image. Okay? And then the second and third and fourth and fifth are those images that's on the side of, you know, items when you're shown, when they're looking on Amazon. So make sure the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth images, you can even add a video here if you want. See? You can add a video, you can add a photo, it doesn't matter. Oops, wrong way. Okay, I didn't want to actually add it, okay? And then, after you add your image, just make sure the image is 1048 by 1048. Sometimes they change the dimensions, but right now that's what it is. If it's not, then it's 1000 by 1000 for Amazon, okay? And be sure that it's pure white background for the first 2. Now you see this button over there that say Advanced View? Let me see if I can get it for you. Advanced View, click on that. See what you're going to get now? You're going to get the description, you're going to get the keywords, and more details. The main thing is you want your description. You want to be as descriptive as possible. Okay, so I'm going to click on it. The description, the product description, the key product features. What are the features of your product? What makes your product stand out? Monitoring, if you want to answer that. I don't do all of that. I just make sure that my description is very descriptive up here where customers will understand and the key features of it. And if you want to keep adding a line and adding a line, you just keep adding a line. And you add more information, and you add again, and you add more information until you have all your information for your description that makes the customer want to buy it. And that's as far as, like, I have clothing, so I have the cotton, polyester, is it machine washable, do you hang it dry, you know, all those key features in it to make sure they understand what they need to do with the product. Keywords, or what are the keywords that you would use for and you just go target audience. What is your audience you're looking for? Make sure you add that in there. And just go through other attributes of your product. Keywords, target audience, attributes, and just go down the line and answer those as much as you possibly can. And when you're finished, you can go to click on shipping weights and all of that. If you have something that's dealing with a lot of shipping and the weights and the heights and the lengths and all of that, then this is the area that you use that. But the main thing, when you finish, all of this should be ready, should be no red. I didn't fill out everything, so no, you're gonna get the red in the vital information. I didn't fill out all of that either, but I'm just showing you what you need to do as far as your product. Color, curly keys and things like that. Just go all the way down and answer all of these questions as much as you possibly can. Okay? I hope that I answered your question. I'm getting ready to upload my product into Amazon now. Amazon, my Love You Mom t-shirts and mugs and women fitted shirts. Now, don't get me wrong, because we do have issues in our family amongst each other, because we're talking about women here, and we have a couple of guys also. So, don't get me wrong, sometimes it can get kind of loud also. So, we make mistakes and we make bad investments, and it's just a lot of things that go on in our house. And I'm just glad you came by. It's okay to come by and see what's going on in our house. So anyway, hey, stay tuned for the next couple of shows. You don't know what you're gonna get. You know, I've made a couple mistakes trying to upload my product to Amazon and all of that. But I tell you all the time, Amazon is not sponsoring me, not doing anything for me but what I'm doing for them. So anyway, hey, come back to our house. Come see what we're doing, see how we're doing it, where we're doing it, what's going on between the others, and how we relate to each other, and all kind of stuff goes on in our house. While I'm driving today, I'm going to share with you who Braden Reality TV Network is. It's just our family inside our house. The things that we're doing, manufacturing, how we're placing our business plans together, what we're doing as a family, Southern cooking from scratch, with simple cooking. We have chefs in the family. It's all different types of things that's happening in our family. Oh, and don't forget, Sunday morning prayer from 4 to 5 minutes. Our prayers that we have are so awesome. It keeps us guided and directed as a family. Hey, come on in. You're welcome. So if you have any problems, all you do is go to your account. You scroll down to your seller account, and you go up to the right hand corner and you find help, and you click on the help, fill out the description, and you try to give them the best description of your problem so they can return the phone. Now over here you're not adding a product, but you're looking for the category. So you can add a product from over here, and you add a product. You're not looking for one with the EIN unless you already have an EIN number. So you click, I'm adding a product in, and it's gonna say select a category. So you're gonna have to select the category. Now the best thing to do